Today, Liz and I are going to continue a conversation we had not so long ago about near death experiences.
Hi, and welcome to Light for Life. If you are returning to our channel, thank you. We value and appreciate you. Our aim is to shine a bright light on your inner splendor and assist to connect you to your magnificence via what we intend to be enlightened sharing, potentially educational, and hopefully entertaining information, as well as encouragement for new perspectives. If you are new here, you are most welcome. We do hope that you will find our content highly beneficial and enjoyable. I am Liz. I'm a science of mind practitioner and a teacher of various healing modalities applicable to all aspects of the self and this life.
And I am Lori. I am a holistic wellness researcher and educator. Welcome to Connections with Liz and Lori. We use the space to offer our perspective regarding multiple different topics that we certainly hope you find inspiring. This topic came up again because I happened upon a video of a gentleman talking about his experience. And he was sharing that it's not a good idea to go to the light. In fact, he said it's a good idea to turn around in order to go home and in order to uh, not reincarnate and come back to earth and recycle the loop over and over and over. It seemed as though his belief was that by going to the light, we just lock ourselves into reincarnation loops that are unnecessary. And I asked Liz what she thought about this because she's the only person that I know that's actually had not one, not two, but three experiences that were very interesting, shall we say. And as we started talking, I said, like I always do, we really should be recording this. So I said, okay, let's record. So if you remember one of our previous videos where we did talk about experiences that happen perhaps when we are very ill. A lot of times people have this experience when they're on the operating table. And there's a lot of similarities in these experiences. But as with every individual experience, there's going to be some differences, right? So I'm just going to let Liz take it from here and share her perspective on the light and what we might or might not want to do or think or feel when we're potentially in that space, what this light might mean. I would love for you to share what you shared with me before when we weren't recording about your perspective regarding the light.
Absolutely, Laurie, is one of my favorite topics. And thank you so much, as always, for your questions and what it stimulates in me to be able to revisit and discuss. I love it. And so, in terms of addressing, first of all, that particular belief, it is never our place, I feel, to attempt to correct or make wrong anyone's belief. So I'm not going to address that particular belief for that reason. But I do just want to frame this in the context of how powerful our beliefs are,
Right.
regardless of what they may be, regardless of what we may believe in. Belief itself is so powerful. So whatever we are choosing to believe, we are making true for ourselves. And in my experience, even after death, even in a near-death experience, we experience what we believe we're going to, even if those beliefs are subconsciously held, even if we are not consciously aware that we hold those beliefs. They shape our experiences, just like they do in life. So, in terms of my understanding of the light, it can really be summarized in one sentence. You are the light. You are the portal. It is not external to you. That tunnel that people see, it's not something that arrives to your door. It's a door that opens up from within you. You manifest the tunnel that your essence travels through. So how in the world would you be able to turn your back on it? That's not something that I understand. That's like saying, let me just quickly unzip my skin. It's not going to work. So, like with so many other things in life, it comes down to a belief in externalization. It comes down to this idea we have that it is something other than ourselves. We wouldn't be here and we wouldn't be alive if we didn't have that light essence. And that light essence is gifted to us as ourselves. It is our energy. It is our core. It is our life. And that is what we return to, in my experience.
Well, no, I don't know anybody who could disagree with that. It's so true that it is it's how life begins, right? Life begins with light, and we are that light. I've just never heard anybody say that light that you see, that's you. I love that.
Yeah. And if I could correlate it to the growing fetus in a mother's womb, that little being, that little body that is being built, is not an independent entity as yet. It cannot breathe alone. It cannot function alone. It cannot grow itself alone. It's getting all its nutrients and all its oxygen and all the cells for building its own body from the mother's body via the umbilical cord. And we are within the womb of energetic creation, connected energetically by a very similar cord known as the silver cord to our higher aspect, our source, our universal parent, the collective of all energy that sustains our life here. Because as independent as my body might be right now from my biological mother, I did not wake myself up this morning. I am not keeping myself breathing. And one day, that will stop. And even though I have some choice and some control in that matter, nonetheless, our lifespan is a given. There is a bracket around it. What's holding that bracket? What is determining that my eyes open in the morning? My universal source, my parenthood, my energy that is greater than this body.
Big questions. I love that. And I've thought of that a lot myself. What is it that really is our fuel, for lack of a better word? What is it that fuels our life? We might think that it's healthy food or, you know, exercise or all of the things that we do for our physical body. But the truth is, plenty of people have done all of the right things and still left their body in the middle of a run, or, just, uh, driving their car. It's not so much that they did something wrong, it's that the light just isn't flowing anymore, and it was time for them to leave their body for reasons that we'll never know. That those are, those are the bigger questions behind the big questions.
And one of the ones that I love, and this was so beautifully expressed in one of the Matrix films. I think it was the first one, where Neo is talking to the Oracle and she offers him a piece of candy. And he says, "Why are you offering me this if you already know whether I'm going to take it or not?" She says, "Well, I wouldn't be much of an oracle if I didn't know." And he's like, "So, well, then how can I have a choice?" And she replies, "Because you didn't come here to make the choice. You've already made it. You came down here to experience why you made it." On a neuroscience level, this is true. They have proven we think we are making a choice. In fact, a micro split second before we consciously choose, we subconsciously choose. The subconscious, the psyche, the seat of the soul, the higher, greater self is the one really making the choices here. We're just
Yeah.
allowed to experience the illusion that we are. And in terms of those moments, a higher aspect of us is making that choice. And, it was so sad when Princess Catherine in the UK announced that she was battling cancer. And as a cancer survivor, that really touched me. She's a young and a beautiful mom. But what it highlighted so magnificently was the fact that you can literally be the wealthiest woman on the planet, literally have the best of everything, organic morning, noon, and night, a life that is literally silver spooned, and still have an experience in your physical body that you would not have consciously chosen.
Right.
And what that highlights so beautifully is exactly what we're discussing today. That yes, we can exert extreme personal power over our own lives and our own choices. But we are not the ultimate powerhouse of this whole shebang. And recognizing just how powerful we can be while staying humble enough to recognize our role and our part is a balance that we need to strive for, I think.
So that opens a whole new door to potentially another recording that we should do in the future. But for this particular one, let's go back to that light, and let's talk a little bit more about um, what you saw as you were in your experience, that you knew that it was ours, that you knew that you were merely seeing, um, without trying to put words in your mouth, you were seeing creation, or seeing source.
Well, there were three very, very different experiences, Laurie. Um, so what I can share, first of all, is that I do believe that there is such a thing as the false light. We see so much of it in our lives in the world, things that masquerade as the truth. And the best way I can summarize that is that you feel into how fake and false it is. It literally has that bright white, crisp, what Jesus referred to as the whitewashed tomb, hypocrisy and coldness about it. Like that LED spotlight on the stage. And that is not the light of life. That is not the light of source. The light of source is warm and it's golden like the sun. And it sparkles with life energy and it is a comforting embrace. Nothing is scary or even unfamiliar about that light. You know you're home. You know you're home. The amount of love is overwhelming. Overwhelming. It's like nothing we experience down here. And so for me, the first experience was of that light portal literally opening up from my high heart chakra. And I know not everyone experiences that way. I think because of the amount of time and attunement you've spent actually in your own personal energy centers. So for a lot of people, the high heart is not activated in the physical body. So it's a different experience for them. But for me, the high heart chakra opened up, and that is a very pink candy floss, gentle, sparkly golden light. That is a portal that you just know is you. I don't know how to put it in other words. You just know it's you. And you just automatically travel through that, much like you automatically take an in-breath. It's a very similar experience. And my second experience was much more powerful in the lightning and thunderbolt sense of that word. The awe-inspiring, knee-weakening, jaw-dropping, gob-smacking awesomeness of source is once again something that language fails to convey. But there is no question, not for even a split second, that you are in the presence of something that is so immeasurably more powerful than you can even imagine. And yet it loves you. And miracle of miracles, it is you. And I often feel, in terms of metaphysical subjects, that those of us who've been blessed to have this experience have been given kind of a cheat code because it's such an automatic and easy connection to the truth. And so there's a little smidgen of guilt about that in terms of how do I adequately convey this? What words do I use? And the only rhyme or reason I can think for why the cheat code would be given is so that the experience can be shared. And so all that I can encourage is feel into what I'm saying. Connect to my energy about this experience. Mumbling words I'm trying to find. Feel what I'm holding in my heart right now. Mind-blowing of them all. And that is a reality that I think very few people even know about, never mind connect to. And that was that these two beautiful star beings, soul family, came to fetch me. And it was more of what you read about in terms of out-of-body experiences, in terms of I literally saw myself leaving my body. I looked back at my body and I was concerned about my body and the fact that I'm leaving my body. And I saw the silver cord, and it's literally like the Superman movies, the way that you fly. It's literally like that. And that seems so cliche, but leaving the planet, I was all right. And then you whirling through space, and I'm looking behind me all the time because it's so incredibly beautiful. I want to take in all the sights, and it's going so quickly. I feel like I need to remember this. I need to see this. And this makes zero logical sense. I was fine leaving the planet. I was fine hurtling through space. And then all of a sudden, I start worrying that we're going too far now. Like out of the planet wasn't too far. There's no logic here. But I start worrying that we're going too far now. Is my cord going to snap? Am I going to forget where my body is? And I'm checking to see, can this cord keep stretching? And they're trying to reassure me that there's no distance. You don't have to worry, but I'm finding myself becoming anxious. I'm more and more stressed because we're just going and going and going, and it's so fast. It's like, am I going to find my way back? Until eventually they said to me, we haven't gone anywhere. And in that moment, it was instant, like a snap, where I realized I was not in outer space. The planet that I had left and the body that I had left, I was traveling within. All that space, all that distance, and all that beauty was inside of me, inside of my body, in inner space. And that's why I can say with certainty, you are the portal. It is you. You are source. You're not in the world is in you. You are a fractal, a tiny reflection of the all, everything. It is all within, all of it. So I can swim in the ocean and connect to the ocean as myself. I am the ocean. I can look at a star and connect to that star, and I am the star. I can watch a champion ice skater winning gold at the Olympics. And there's me, having the time of my life. And that connection is possible for us all. Whether we've had an out-of-body or a near-death experience or not. It's possible when you hold someone's hand and you look in their eyes and you connect with your heart in love. You feel it. When you pick up your puppy dog and you allow yourself to connect to their essence, you know it. When you hug a tree and it grounds you, that is all the same experience. Our connection to the everything as ourselves.
Thank you for connecting with Light for Life. If you appreciate reminders, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you can receive those notifications. If you would like to work with one of us, you can find our contact information in the About section of this channel.
Yes, thank you for connecting with Light for Life. Please share your insights, your questions, and your comments with us in the comment section below. We value your feedback. And we really hope that we will see you for our next episode. We upload one every Thursday. Until then, bye-bye and be joyful.
Until we connect again, we send you love and light.